se hoya na hotai shina yate. Oya na na se na wana ho. E shina na se. Aho shina wana honata. Thank you, Great Spirit. Thank you, Great Mother. Thank you, power and the direction of the medicine wheel, the 4 directions. Aho, thank you. Thank you to all, Aho, all our relations, all my relations, all your relations. Aho shinuwana honata. Aho mitakuyasin. Thank you, brothers and sisters. Aho shinuwana hey. Thank you. Happy Moonday. It's a beautiful, beautiful Moonday. Aho shinuwana ho. And I spent the day making rattles. I spent the day resting. I spent the day talking with folks and listening to what it is that they have to think. I don't listen to what it is that they have to feel because they're not going to tell me. They're going to sit there and tell me what they think. And yeah, I just kind of watch that. Anyways, Walking Crow here for the Transformational Sacred Drum Medicine. And I opened and offered some sage to everybody, and that everybody would be blessed, and everybody would be clear, and everybody would be in the awareness of the knowledge of who and what they are, and who and what they have always been. Aho. We are not sheeple. We are transcendent. We are higher source than that. We are not sheeple. And if you are a sheeple and you've been spending your time cowering in your house and hiding from germs and hiding from who knows what, I feel bad for you. Aho. And you heard what I just said. I just opened the portal with tobacco. And I set my intention for this talk. I feel bad for those who are cowering in fear, those who are glued to their television and glued to NPR. And NPR is now the new angel, the new, that's not really fake news. It's news, it's NPR, but it's the same bullshit. It's the same as CNN and MSN and ABC and NBC and CBS and you name it, it's the same crap. Because it has you listening, it has your full attention, it has your full distraction, and you were afraid, and you were nervous, and you're waiting for your check, and when is it gonna come, and when is it gonna come, and when is it gonna come, and what do you give a fuck when it's gonna come for? Do you have food? Do you have shelter? Do you have a bed to sleep in? Do you have the basics? Yes or no? It's not an I don't know. It's not a question where there's gray area. That's a yes or no question. And most of the people who are sleeping in beds every night, who have a roof every night, who have a full belly every day, are cowering in fear. And they don't even know why. If you live in your divine source of awareness and the awareness of your divine source, there is no fear. There is no fear. I have been talking about a new paradigm for over a year now, and we are here. We are here in this place. We are in a fearless place if you choose to be fearless. If you choose to be fearful, you're going to get left behind. But Anthony, left behind from what? Have you not been paying attention to what I've been saying all these years? I may lose a branch. I may lose my leaves, but I'm the tree that has remained standing regardless. I'm the one who has stepped out of myself, of my comfortable situation and said, I can, I will, and I do. Aho shinawana honata. Aho shinawana hey. My friend Ingrid, my friend Martin were talking about this today on a live from Ireland and from California. How many of you have been willing to step out? Or let me say it this way. How many of you have not been willing to step out because I'm afraid, or I have a job, or I have family, or I have responsibilities, or I've been chained to my mortgage, I've been chained to my student loans, I've been chained to my car payment, I've been chained to a family that doesn't give a fuck about me, that doesn't care about me. They don't do for me. I'm busy trying to look good for friends who don't care about me either and who judge me. I got to tell you, I don't care who judges me. I don't care who thinks whatever they do about me. You know why? Because I'm here in Sedona or in Cornville doing what I do. I do what I do. I make drums. I make rattles. I help people get from point A to point B. I helped them on their journey because I needed help on my journey. And Master CEO helped me on my journey. And Emma Molina Iniguez helped me on my journey. Jeannie Love, the mystic, helped me on my journey. Marsh Engel helped me on my journey. And many others helped me on my journey, not because I wasn't willing to do so, but because I was willing to be so. I was willing to be so. I didn't spend my time thinking. I didn't spend my time daydreaming and wishing that others weren't looking so I could actually do something in the world, because if they see me doing it, they're going to judge me. They're going to think I'm crazy. What do you care what other people judge or think of you? What do you care? What do you care? I don't care. I know what they say. And the things that they say are the shame that they feel about themselves because they're not willing to do anything. They'll extend the dangling carrot of spoken, unspoken expectations over your head in front of you. And they'll pull it along and keep pulling it along and never allow you to reach it. The world does that to you. My world doesn't do that to me. My world doesn't do that to me, and I don't do that to myself. I won't allow it. I will not allow it. Aho, aho. So what will you allow? Will you allow yourself to step into your abundance? Will you allow yourself to step into your awareness? Well, my awareness of what? The awareness of who and what you have always been. I have always been Walking Crow. I am a divine creature. I am a divine creature. I do not chase gods outside of myself. I am God within. The third chakra, I can, I will, I do, I am the I am that I say I am. When will you be the you that you have always been? Instead of chasing dangling carrots that get pulled away. Instead of chasing potential raises at work that are never going to come. Instead of chasing a 401k that's going to be gone by next week because we have a fool for president. And that's what he's doing to you. That's his dangling carrot in front of you. You know, when am I going to get my package? When am I going to get my $1,200? When am I going to get my unemployment? When am I going to get this? When am I going to get that? When are you going to become sovereign in yourself? To do for yourself as your own Lord, as your own divine entity. And do what you do and be able to make a living at it without having to show up and punch a clock. Because you keep getting knocked out. You keep getting punched by life. And by your government, and by the man, if you want to call it that. Aho, aho. I haven't taken much of a hit during this last month. You know, people are ordering drums. People do their long distance healings with me. They get their mentorings with me. You know, remote mentorings through Skype or through messaging or through Zoom or whatever it is. You know, I ship their rattles. I ship their drums. They get the messages and they get the mentoring that they need from me on the phone, on text, wherever it is. And I don't lose a beat. I don't skip a beat. Are you willing to step out of yourself and do what you've always wanted to do and not worry about going to punch a clock somewhere for somebody who doesn't give a goddamn about you? Was that a yes? I didn't hear you. I didn't see any messages come in. Nobody's saying anything. Nobody's chiming in and saying, yeah, I'm tired of it. I'm sick of it. What? I got to go to my job at the law firm. I got to go to my job at Social Security office. I got to go to my job as a social worker. I got to go to my job. 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 I am my job. You are my job. This is a mallet. This is a rattle. Aho. These drums behind me are my work. My work doesn't come from a factory someplace where I go and I go do for somebody else. I do for me. I do for you. I do what's necessary because I am divinity. I am selflessness. I am divine faith. I am divine fire. The other day I posted, what was it? Never the moth, always the flame. I am the flame. That's why I put that light behind me back there. You see it, how it's behind me? I'm backlit. You know, and somebody said to me, you know, you're backlit. You should put the light in front. I don't want to be I want the light in front of me. I am the light. So that light shines behind me, just so you can see my outline. Oh. That's all you need to see. What you need to hear is my voice. When I started doing drum journeys a few years ago, and people would send, and I would do it at sunset, and it would get dark, and people were saying, I can't see you. The point isn't to see me. The point is to hear me, to hear the drum, to hear, to feel, to understand, to be, to experience. Close your eyes, shut your mouth, and experience. What am I experiencing? I don't know. Tell me what you are experiencing, because my experience is different from your experience. And I will never experience as you do, what you do, for you do. Aho. I experience as walking crow. I am the drum. I am the drummer. I am the mallet. I am God. I am voice. I am heartbeat. Aho. I am connection. I am the bridge. How many of you can claim what it is that you are and will claim without embarrassment, without shame? You know, how many of you will say, this is me. I am. I am the I am that I say I am. I'm going to tell you guys, as some of you guys know this story, when I became an energy healer, and the school where I signed up for energy classes was in Studio City, California. But where I was actually going to take classes was in San Fernando, California, at a place called the Pavarello Retreat Center. And this was at almost 50 years old. Now, when I was 5 years old, 45 years before that, I went to that property where that retreat center is. And that was the Catholic kindergarten that I went to school at, where where I learned that they were going to slap me, that they were going to pinch me, that they were going to hit me, that they were going to pull my arm, knock me on the head with their knuckles, pull my ears. This is the stuff that they did. They tried to downgrade me and destroy me at 5 years old because they knew that I knew what I already knew. Oh. And you people have heard me say that there are no books to teach you what it is that I know. They'll teach you what it is that I do. I am the book. I am the oral tradition. And I talk about it constantly. And they tried to break me as a 5-year-old child. So at the age of 50, maybe 1 or 2, I go back to that property after I get my certificate from that energy healing school. And I do healings on the nuns there. I do healings as a Christmas gift. And one of the nuns in particular, I'm going to call her out, Sister Mary Jesus was her name, is her name. She's still alive. She's just as skinny as she was in 1967. And she's just as lovely as a lady. I didn't like her then, but I had to learn to love her as a healer, as a medicine man, as a medicine person, as a divine source, a divine spirit. I had to learn to love this woman. And I did energy healings on her. And I reminded her of who I was. I told her who I was and when she knew me from. And she remembered. Through all those little kids, she remembered this one because they used to label me as a troublemaker. I wasn't a troublemaker. I was a little boy with a lot of energy. And they tried to break me down. And they didn't. They couldn't. They never could. They flunked me in the 2nd grade. They sent me to counselors. They sent me to psychiatrists who would say, you know, whatever you tell me stays in this room. And then I'd get home after my mom would go in that room and I'd get a beating. Wow, how was I supposed to trust? How is that a way of treating divinity? Because I am divinity. I am source. I am the source. I am awareness. And this was confirmed to me with some friends last night as I sat around a fire, as I sat around some food, as we sat around the energy between us. Whether we were 6 feet apart or not didn't matter. It matters to you guys for some reason. Who knows why? Because that's what they're telling you. But it doesn't matter, you know. So they tried to break me and they couldn't. I lost my branch. I lost my leaves. But this tree is rooted and fruited. This tree is rooted and fruited. And I have a full foundation. I extend my branches into the heavens, and the birds of the air nest in my branches and eat of my fruit. What is my fruit that you eat of? My fruit that you eat of, that the birds eat of, the air eat of, is the experience that I share of how I got from point A and how I got to point B. That's it, and that's all. In my divine source, in my divine way. In my awareness, I am he who sees. I'm he who hears. I'm he who understands. I'm he who knows. Divinity. complete divinity. How many of you will say yes to your divinity? How many of you will turn away and walk away from those worldly things that don't mean shit to anybody? And every 5 minutes, there's a politician or an elected knucklehead standing in front of a camera, speaking to an idiot box with idiots standing in front of it and being hypnotized and slobbering on themselves and saying, oh my God, I'm afraid, what are we going to do? We don't have any money. I got to make the mortgage. I got to do this. When are you going to stop doing that? When are you going to stop doing that? I have no tie. I am not tied. The only ties that I have, are on the back of these drums. Do you see that? It's in the shape of a cross. It's in the shape of the medicine wheel. The 4 directions. I honor the 4 directions, the 4 elements, the 4 peoples, the 4 medicines, the 4 animals. I honor me within that medicine wheel, because at the center of the medicine wheel, at the center of the cross in the medicine wheel, is where I stand in the way of beauty and the way of balance. Are you willing to stand and walk and live in the way of beauty or in the way of balance? Or are you going to become a yes person and say yes to whatever it is that they want? And when they say jump, you jump. When they say get under the desk, you get under the desk. When they say you're going to take $5 instead of $10, you say yes because you know it's better than $1. No. Know your worth. Know your self-worth. Know who and what you are. You are divine. You are golden. You are the golden light. I am. I used to post this all the time. It was a person with all the chakras. And I used to post it because I'm a fan of the Talking Heads, and I would write, remain in the light. It's a song by the Talking Heads, remain in the light. I have remained in the light since I let go of that old life 28 years ago. And I won't go back. I don't go backwards. I only go forwards. I'm going to play this drum, and I'm going to sing this out, and I'm going to say thank you. I talked a little too long. And I drummed quite a long time too, because I wanted you to hear the drum. I wanted you to hear the sound of the drum, and I wanted you to hear the silence of the drum, and I wanted you to hear how those come together as one. As one, as I am one, as you are one, as we are one, if you're willing to be one. Aho, aho, aho. Oa-e, oa-e, oa-e. I am joy. I am love. I am spirit. And I am light. Oa-e, oa-e, oa-e. You are joy. You are love. You are spirit. And you are light. Oa-e, 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 oa-e. We are joy. We are love. We are spirit. And we are light. Be willing to step into the light of the spirit and be the joy of love. Be what love is. I am where love lives, and I am what hope looks like, as you are, as we are. Thank you, brothers and sisters, for coming. Thank you to my great spirit, great mother, the power and the guidance of the medicine wheel, the four directions, in all our relations. From my divine spirit to yours, have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful evening. This is Walking Crow for the Transformational Sacred Drum Medicine. Be blessed.